Good morning, afternoon ish, afternoonish. I like that. Excuse me. Load my reference on the other monitor. Hope everyone had a fantastic day. You chilling right now? I'm sleepy. A little tired after the holidays, eating food, drinking. A little hungover right now, but ooh, well, reference. Put this. Maybe this one. So kind of like, they're kind of pointed. V-shaped. Bit more. So I think they actually would have a filling as well. Let's turn off the array and edit mode. That came out weird. No. Well, yeah, I need to keep the vertex count pretty low. Okay, that should work better. Maybe this edge. A little bit longer. In the middle. Oops. Yeah, we will just the top. Want to round it, bring it in a little. Okay, not too shabby. Let's take the brow curve and we can actually rotate this. Make it face a slightly different direction. Maybe start with this upward angle and go a little bit lower. Right. Switch up how this is getting made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6. Stay there. Maybe let's bring out the curve. Actually, I wonder if I could add. We do have a shrink wrap, but I'm not sure if that's gonna do what we want it to do. As an object one. So we would want a modifier. Then smooth afterwards. Get it nice and smoothed out. And we can also add a little bit offset. This is none of that's affecting the geometry. Okay, well, never mind. Okay. Maybe a little bit higher. All right. I think we will want a eyelash. That would be nice. Or at least maybe we'll draw in an outline in the texture. Okay. reference. Oh, there is a little paw here. We have not added that yet. I think we'll do that as a separate object. Should I do it with a curve? We'll do two pieces, actually. We'll do first this one. We will make just in this folder. It's right here. And subdivide it. And indent it. Shift Alt S, make a sphere. Bevel it. And I'll just extrude it. Boom. Cool. Now when we subdivide, we get something nice and smooth. And that's going to work with our geometry that we have. Let's all hit it with an Alt S, make it a little bit. Maybe the bottom one. More out. Place that on cheek. Cool. So 1, 2, 3. I could add another edge here, but we're still subdividing already. Yeah, I guess we'll just take this section, indent it, move it down a little, scale it in a little. Not meshing. Amazing. Cool. Cursor right there. We'll take this one, duplicate, rename this. Will now be curve. Yeah. Curve. Jaw. Spike. Horn. And we'll put this one at the cursor. This one somewhere down here. It does kind of come out more like that way. Something to that effect. All right, beautiful. Save. We're going to make a cube. Nope. Yes. We're going to subdivide it once. You know what? We'll actually make a cylinder. Add there, that's our little cut. We will bevel this. Boom. Add, of course, a bevel mod. Set to weight. Set. Let's display the wire on this one. Boom. Cool. right about there. Then I'll take this horn. We'll switch which object we're sampling, and we'll switch which curve we're using. Bam. Okay. Beautiful. Let's add a subdivision to this. Anything else on here? We just need to make sure that it's deforming on the y-axis, like that. Okay. Cool. We'll definitely need to break up our curve here into basically like smaller curves or something, just because the way the scales look changes across the length of it. If we look at this reference here, thicker, more defined scales transitioning down into flattened, smoothed, blended scales. Then they're smaller, flatter, thinner, and very thick. And it's kind of a blend on the very front one too. You know, we may not have super distinct geometry for it. Like we could get away with some different looks there. Maybe just texture. Be a relative offset. Scale differences. Oops. We just need to add a. Let's see. Hey, we're just slightly offset. Okay. We'll add a. Let's do a weld. That should do it. Now we've got nice joined pieces. We can look at our subdiv. Pretty good overall. I don't want that animated. Now the grooves are thin but sharp. Much better. Okay. Let's store a vertex color. Do that here. Selected. Let's make sure we actually do have a color attribute created. Beautiful. Good. Sheriff. Ooh. Good. Cool. Now looking at, I feel like that's a little too noticeable in terms of resolution. Let's go to our bevel. Let's add some additional. That's much better. And now the curve on this direction. Should do, I think we need another segment. Little like thickness there. Quiet today. I'm just kind of spacing out and enjoying the work. Awesome. Now there is some webbing here on the lip. I think we will actually want to use some geometry to create that. There is also a rather harsh cheekbone ridge. Oh, what the? Oh, that. I think, yeah, we'll do one more level of lip here so we can kind of get this ridge. scale to bring that socket down. Cool. Jaw's a little thick here, a little too swoopy. Should have muscle, but maybe less of this like exaggerated, stylized taper. But something a little more realistic. Just like, not like, you know what I mean. A little more grounded. You know what I mean? Okay. Now let's take a little closer look at the eyeball. So the eye, at least in the reference image, is very close to like the scales here. You know what? Swapped between the references. I should have been closer to this other one. So yeah. These ones are a little bit more leaf scale shaped. Leaf-like. Where are we? Right there. Yeah. Getting there. When we bake this, we're going to add a bevel to the high poly. Maybe add one down. The bottom of it. Interesting. Actually, adding that lets us. Okay. We could do this. Maybe unnecessary. Dissolve them. Okay. But again, these are much closer to the eye socket. They're kind of framing the whole thing. And The last ones are actually maybe even thicker than this. By framing, it really looks like they cover the entire like top eyelid, basically. Scales a bit farther forward in our breath. A bit taller on just the whole snout, I think. Make this one a little bit pointier. Something a little odd about whatever's going on with the lip here. I just say space. Okay. Let's also try selecting here. Heading so we can get a little closer look inside. space one more time. Maybe these ones need the spacing. That doesn't help. Wow, it didn't help at all. What the heck? I feel like that should be working. Work for me. Alright, that looks better. That front lip should definitely be coming out a little bit more. To take, let's do just this front segment. And I'd like to take, I guess I just should have grabbed this one at a time. Boom. Space. Okay. Right. I reference this spot is actually quite a bit bigger and more visible. Front of the chin's a little too small. All right. Oh, snap. Hey there, Popstar. Sorry to miss your messages. I was just in the zone. Uh, just wanted to stop by and say hi. Now the Christmas rush is over and I can finally start work on stuff again. Top of that, I got a second monitor on the way, and that's exciting. Heck yeah. By the way, how's your Christmas? Mine was great. That is awesome to hear. My Christmas went really well. Gonna see a lot of family and just relax and eat and drink. It was good. I'm definitely it already feels like the weekend, so that's my only complaint. Is that I'm a little ready to rest right now. Maybe a little too ready to rest. But I'm glad you had a good one. And a way to cap that. All right, that was good. And that's looking good. Cool. Just looking, just reviewing. What's the best way to do this internal flap? Because that's an interesting situation. I don't really want to model character with the mouth open. In order to bake it properly, I kind of do need one open. Perhaps I could just model it separately and blend it in some way. Blend it through the shader. Yeah, maybe a shader blend. Just have like a little strip of flesh when it's baked, and then on the Poyomi shader, we'll make like another set of maps to really fill in that space because it's going to be just really annoying to really get that. Ooh, that's good. This one might just be these two. Again. Um, bam. Meh. Goodness. Excuse me. All right, so this upper back one, we're going to make that a completely separate curve. This one. Different curve. These ones are very diamond shape. Let's get rid of the interior here. Just for now. Just until we know exactly what shape we're actually going to be using. I don't want to be futzing around with that interior shape too much. Okay. So these are the lower scales, these are the upper scales. And let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Let's say 20. Kind of ends here-ish. Need a much smoother transition on the tail and butt. Whole thing should go lower. I don't remember how many I said. Let's go with 19. Pretty good, pretty good. And we'll add a solidify and put that for the subdivision. Cool. Take the middle, crease that as well. Now we got these nice sharp diamond shapes. Why is it intersecting here? I don't think it should be. Is it, or is it already intersecting here? Just I'm not noticing because I don't have the array on. Beautiful. And that looks quite good. Okay, maybe we'll add a shrink wrap here. And we'll move the array before the bevel. And we'll add that shrink wrap body. Hide it for a second. Going to assign a shrink wrap. I would want it really just on these first few. Shrink wrap. All right. Still misspelled it. that upward direction or downward. Let me actually delete this one. You need them that overlap. Maybe not that overlap. Something kind of close. Like a 0.6, then a 0.5. And I guess we'll have to worry about filling that in at some point. Looks better though. Woo! Goodness. All right, so his butt just kind of tapers down. It's not much of a cheek character. So I'm going to dissolve that. Smooth out what was the butt. Make a bit more of like a flank. Anything else? Use the inflate tool, push this out a little, then smooth it back down. Maybe there's a better way to do that. Either way, that's where we're gonna start it, and then I do need to take tail. And we're just gonna push it down. Maybe even out a little ways. It's not a great attachment. But if there is no but, then evening. Get rid of the butt crack completely. Maybe not completely. Getting easier shape to work with. could kind of switch up how we attached it, because I believe there are, how many faces do we have here? 8, so we could do 2, 6 as a connection. So 2 vertically, and then 3 here, 3 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 2. We'll do that right. Yeah, that's what it'd look like. We'll yeah, let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. Bridge. Maybe a merge. Maybe just that. Hello, Rod Shark. Welcome. Hope the modeling is going well. It is going well. Thank you for saying so. Hope you had a good Christmas and welcome to the stream. We're just working on Nug the dragon. Continuing to refine and shape things and stuff. And it's going pretty well. How's your day going? Definitely the quietest Christmas in a while, so a good one. Well, good. Hope yours was good too. Is this dragon your own OC? No, this is actually a commission. So yeah, we're doing a VR chat avatar commission right now. We're gonna make a body, an outfit, and then a quest compatible version as well. Should be pretty fun. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. So I'm doing a lot of geometry nodes nowadays, so might be doing a bit more of that as time goes on. Probably a lot more, because there's just some big advantages with procedural modeling. My third. How about yourself? Working on anything fun right now? Oh, goodness. But not art related at the moment. Learning some characters in a fighting game I'm into. Okay, heck yeah. What's the game? Better be Smash Bros. No, I'm just kidding. It's the only fighting game. An anime fighter, so it has a terrible name. Just call it Uni 2. All right. Used to be really into Smash growing up, like many of us, but I heard bad things about the community, so I kept my distance. After League of Legends, I didn't need another one of those. Yeah, that is the sad part about multiplayer games. Definitely lacks some healthy competition. Sometimes. Got to get a good circle of friends to be good. I used to, as a company I worked at, and every lunch we'd all go and play Smash for a while. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it was definitely a bit stressful. Afterwards, everyone's all fucking hyped out, their mind. Healthy company. At a company that sounds kind of cool. It was cool. It was a video game, little video game studio. Not much really came out of my time there, but um, it was fun while it lasted. Did you 3D model at the studio too? At the time, it was just concept art and painting. I started learning some 3D stuff there. And that kind of set me on the oh, my apologies, on the path to learning 3D. Because I graduated college with a studio art degree, basically like a fine art degree. I guess a little different, definitely different set of concerns. But Paint 2, do you still, or is 3D like way more fun for you these days? I really prefer. I do definitely prefer 3D these days. I feel like drawing still has a big place in my heart, especially for like sketching and like being in a sketchbook and stuff. I really like that. I think that's really super fun. But when I'm making like an image or something, I'd rather just know exactly what I'm making rather than relying on muscle memory or instinct in the moment. Drawing can be kind of like a performance sometimes, and I don't really like that particular part of it. I'd rather just know what I'm making and actually make it. I like having a thing after I'm done rather than just something to look at. But that is totally personal opinion. So not making any generalizations there. Just my personal preference. Yeah, if you wanted to check out my portfolio, I've had an art station for a long time now. These were uploaded oddly. But we got a bunch of VR chat avatars up here. Boom, boom, boom. And I have so many more than what I've uploaded. Disturbing amount more. And and then down here we get into my paintings and concept art and stuff. 3D modeling, drawing and painting and stuff. Strap that in chat if you're interested in farting around in there. You're pretty active in the furry community then. Love your painting work. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I had a lot of fun with it, but it's an extremely competitive field. Kind of like ridiculously competitive. So I thought 3D would kind of help with some security. And it has actually. And as for the furry community, I certainly am not bothered by furry artwork. And at this point, I'm pretty entrenched in doing commissions for the furry community. But it's by far the most active VR community, and they're the ones that are they have a big desire for custom art, custom 3D models, games. They're kind of an under what would be the word? Underinvested community. I feel like people could, they have a very serious creative community and economy. Um, I think you could put it in terms of like an economy. They have it's pretty interesting. And so I find that a lot of my clients, and they also have a commission culture, super useful if you're a freelancer. Like they already have a lot of good instincts on like what to expect, and it just ended up being like the best direction to go. Having started myself, I have seen quite a bit of the competitive nature of the field from afar. It's true. I don't know of any other community quite like it. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. They're really, um, and VR is definitely going to be just a huge part of the furry community for forever now, just going into the future. Well, I don't know what you're looking to do, but VR chat's a very interesting place for artists right now. It really is the closest thing we have to an actual metaverse. Like people making money and making art and doing creative projects and stuff. Anyway, that's my spiel. Let's maybe we should try to blend these. Definitely this first one here. Part of the problem is that I'm not quite sure what I want to do either. I've spent a lot of time switching between learning to draw, paint, and 3D model, not been able to decide. um, One thing I do like about Blender is that all three of those things can come together quite easily. Even though Blender is kind of, when I first got into it, I only thought of it as a 3D program, but you really can do a lot of drawing and painting. It just depends on how you orient your camera. Um, so I'd say as long as you're just investing time in learning Blender, all of the things you're doing will benefit from that. You're doing a painting, it's like, oh, what would the lighting look if I did this or that? You can kind of like mock up things really fast, and it really is like if you think of it like you're like, what if I had the perfect reference? 3D is like a great way to really embrace that. That's a grease pencil tool that basically makes it a 2D art tool. It's fascinating. It is. It really is. Yeah, that looks pretty good there. I feel like they should be getting bigger towards the back. So we're gonna look at our curve here. And I think we're gonna try to pump up the scale a little bit. 1.05. A little too big. 0.01. 0.02. And maybe a little bit longer in the Y. The offsetting's still not changing per instance. Be nice if this was multiplicative. Don't know if you mind the question, but have your commissions slowed down at all? The friends I have that do drawing commissions have been struggling more than usual lately. Could be any number of factors, but I don't have 3D modeling friends that I could ask for their POV. For me, within the VR chat community, I feel like I'm not constantly searching for work, which is nice. Um, Definitely feels a little bit more stable. Um, yeah, so I think interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of curious to think that maybe like AI generated art is having a significant effect on them or something. And that may just continue to be the case as time continues, and eventually for 3D art as well. I don't know. I don't really see that changing. Unfortunately, it's just kind of Pandora's box um, for a lot of this kind of stuff. I think let's actually let's see. Maybe I could space them better. What happens if I do this? That's not what I want. How about if we turn off the bound clamp? Excuse me. I guess that would still be the same thing. Yeah. Stretch. I think AI generate art and feeling of a recession in the US make it very easy to see how it's a harder climate for sure. Kind of relieved to hear that you don't sound too threatened in your field. There are certainly some aspects of it that freak me out a little bit, but I can just I think the two things that have like kind of calmed me down a little bit, it's like I just don't know if people care that much about things that a machine make. That like culturally, like I just don't know. Like we've had people playing. No one's been able to beat a machine in chess for the better part of like 100 years now, and we're not complaining. It just, but we still love chess too. So I kind of feel like, and maybe it'll change the creative field, but I also feel like we would want to see what people are doing with those tools rather than just like ingesting things that don't relate to us. I certainly don't. But yeah, I'm sure it'll be a very interesting time. What I'm mostly looking forward to is I love doing VR chat stuff, and one thing I've been experimenting with is like making VR chat worlds, and that has been nice for me to be able to like vibe code. I don't know if you're familiar with that term, things where it's just like, oh, I just want this guy to move. Like I'm not making anything complex. I just need this guy to walk around or something. And that's been nice because it just it just helps me get right to the meat of what I want to do. Um, but then at the same time, I've always find myself boxed in by like kind of poor uh, judgment on the AI's part. It's like, oh yeah, that was a bad idea to do it that way. You're like, well, she had told me a little bit ago. Heard of vibe coding, but it sounded dubious, so I haven't tried it myself. I think if you're doing things quick, um, and you're not worried about um, if you already know what you're doing as a programmer, I think all that it really is like a super good like dictation, like voice dictation. If you're experienced and you have the skills, then you still need to understand what you're doing at the end of the day because it's pretty easy to like box yourself in. You make bad decisions while you're making stuff, but which happens to me pretty frequently. um yeah, that's looking really good now. Anyway, yeah, I personally do definitely think we're on like a path to really interesting breakthroughs with artificial intelligence. I'm kind of sad to see art being something that, I would have hoped for automated labor first, then, you know, threaten threats to the creative community. I don't I don't really see the, yeah, you know what I'm saying. But feel like the tech world could raise the bar a little bit on exactly what problems they want to solve. Or what even constitutes a problem. Like, I keep hearing the phrase, "Oh, democratizing art," and I'm like, it was free. Like, sorry, it was already free. I don't know. I I've never paid for Blender. Like, I don't know, or YouTube. Never can make a door by itself and all. Yeah, exactly. Companies are very happy to sell AI as technology that will do it for you rather than as a tool, which leads to a host of problems. Well, when the tools are eventually funded by the elite, never let the technology benefit the common man first. I I do think that competitive economies yield good results. So I think like I don't if there is such a thing as automated technology, it does come around, I don't think it'll it'd be like the invention of factories and stuff like that, industrial revolution type stuff. I don't think you'll be able to the elite will be able to put that in a box and like put it away. As much as they may wish they could or something like that, but okay, let's try that shrink wrap now. Shrink wrap shouldn't be on this one. And I guess neither should be the solidify. It would just be like that. And yeah, shrink wrap. Boom, boom, boom. Gotcha. Nothing actually assigned. Okay. Okay. Still hard to see because we have to put the subdivision back on and then the solidify. And now we can see that we actually did fill up those gaps quite nicely. Which is good. Otherwise it'd be kind of a pain filling that in by hand. What I am really excited by seeing is I'm actually a little bit more excited about 3D printing right now than I am about any sort of a like economy. There are so many cool things happening in like additive manufacturing right now. Yeah, I'm just nerding out right now. But, I have a lot more hopes just for creative people like doing what they're good at, making good stuff, making things of value. I feel like there's a as tough as things can be, I do feel like there's an entrepreneurial spirit that's kind of developing like that. I like that a lot. Just saw this guy making a like a spindle that you can use to build motors, like wrap copper quickly, and then you can build your own motors. And he's open sourcing this, but like the design for it. It's like you could just make a motor factory. You could just make motors if you want to. I think that's super cool. That's the exact kind of stuff that excites me. We'll push the this under just a little bit. that, and that way it's really closed off. A friend of mine is constantly using his 3D printer and seems to like it a lot. I would say though, try to put it in a room where you won't hear it all day. Someone shoot me. Yeah, I feel like I remember growing up and uh in my childhood home they had like the just wait the word manual clocks. You know, just an actual motor in there. Click, click, and I just lay there at night listening to that thing as a kid. Shut that thing up. Yeah, anyway, I'm a big tech head. Anyway, maybe not the same way other have endless optimism for it, but I definitely love seeing new tools created and stuff like that. It excites me. And let's do one more cut right here. So we'll grab this edge, we'll set an attribute, split. Let's do, let's take this middle one and add a bevel. 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 Where would we want to do that? Before the solidify? Do weight. Set. Wait. Kind of an interesting wireframe. Maybe before split. Didn't make a difference. Okay, right there. Yeah, nice and sharp. I'd say I'm a jaded ex tech head, but that still enjoys a lot of aspects of it, but I'm bitter. It is really interesting to be entering a time where it really does feel like it's getting a little sci-fi nowadays, a little cyberpunk more. Maybe not sci-fi, cyberpunk. Just watching this guy make a custom exoskeleton for himself. Anyway, there's a lot of cool projects happening. Can't get enough. The Flesh. He has like it's like a leg one. I forget what his name. Something Makerspace. Crash Makerspace. Pretty cool. He did like he's doing like 3D printed armor, and then he was doing this like exoskeleton leg. That's pretty cool. Drop that in. I definitely think he has a whole lab. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot of like roboticists will be the new uh, car guys. maybe a stronger silhouette on this knee here. Sharper. A little bit further back that way. I think the knee needs to go up. Knee needs to go up a little bit. Yeah, the legs feel a little short. Okay, I actually am going to be leaving for a little bit. Really coming along. How much more work do you see yourself spending on it? I'm going to take this all the way to a fully rigged character inside of VRChat. So right now we're at the modeling stage. Next is going to be like texturing and painting. Then rigging, Unity integration, and oh, and then we have to make some clothing and make a quest version, which is like a decimated version. Do all the rigging yourself too? I do. I use a paid add-on called AutoRig Pro, and that's helped a lot because it's kind of like standardized how I set up my characters, so I get to share a lot of the things that I make between these characters, and there's like animation libraries out there and stuff. So definitely my preferred Rigify thing. How fast does it make the work? I wouldn't say that it's gonna save you time when you first get it because you have to learn it. But over time, it what helps is, so like for some of my characters, I already have like a rigged base mesh with UV maps. So I can just like move it around. It's already rigged, it's already UV mapped, and I can adapt it to a new character. That's really where the time savings comes in for me. But almost every character needs adjustments to their rigs. There's no like perfect weight painting solution. If you change your rig, you're probably going to need to change your weights, and that's just kind of unavoidable, unfortunately. There's no, I've always had to. It's some parts have saved me time, but at the end of the day, what it really saves time in is just setting up a control rig, and like if you want, what it will really save you time with is for animators. That's if you're going to make animations, definitely consider it, because then you can get to like animating your characters a lot faster and stuff like that. Excuse me. Let's take the. We'll just. I actually do need to get moving. All right, Rod. I appreciate chatting with you and you hanging out with me. I am going to be back in a little while. I'm not sure. I am going to end the stream for now, but I might be back a little bit later to do just another few hours of work. But hopefully I'll catch you then. If not, I'll see you soon. And if I don't see you later today, enjoy your weekend. Have a good one, Rod.